got our country back.
In accordance with the wishes of the British people, the United Kingdom is leaving the European Union.
Brexit was a really terrible idea, and we're still feeling the pain of it.
I don't think it's right that musicians are having to say, help me here, help me here, help me here.
To sum up the last decade for musicians, it's been a fight. The wind has been in our face.
Hello from Liverpool, home of the Fab Four and an integral part of Britain's pop culture history. Its music scene has changed a bit since the Beatles were last playing here.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
When the UK voted to leave the EU in 2016, it also left an artistic ecosystem.
Help me get my feet back on the ground.
Brexit has had far-reaching consequences for artists, especially musicians. We're here to find out more, and our first stop is the Sound City Festival. Let's go.
Stars like Ed Sheeran, Fontaine's DC and Laura Marling played some of their earliest shows here. The festival's founder, Dave Picciolinghi, met us at the Jacaranda, which hosted one of the Beatles' first concerts. It's still a major spot for live music.
Liverpool is a music city. You know, it's kind of, we sweat it, you know. So the idea was to create an event that celebrated our past, celebrated things like the Beatles and everything else, but didn't just focus on them too much. What it tried to do was bring through new music and create new business, new artists, and create an ecosystem.
Dave also heads up a label representing local talent. In June 2016, he voted Remain, hoping the UK's music industry would stay connected to the EU.
Brexit was the worst thing that ever happened for us here, you know. It was such a foolish mistake that we made. Because Liverpool is such a relatively poor city beyond our rich cultural heritage, when we were part of the EU, Liverpool was what was called Objective One. So Objective One meant that Liverpool got a lot of European funding that went towards helping record labels, managers, bands, promoters, and so on to build their business. So there was literally millions of pounds every year that was available for artists and businesses to tap into, that literally overnight went.
Concerts and tours were the first to be affected. John Collins watched the UK's live music industry take a hit.
Clearly, Brexit and COVID happening at the same time meant we had this double whammy, and you know, the industry domestically shrank from 4.5 billion to 1.9 billion pounds, and at the same time we had our largest market, Europe is 4 times bigger than America, suddenly closed off to us.
This year, Kate Nash is headlining Sound City, known for her chart-topping debut album Made of Bricks in 2007. She won a Brit Award and surfed a wave of success.
My fingertips are holding onto the cracks in our foundation.
Then appeared in TV series, composed soundtracks, yet global acclaim and commercial success have not been enough to sustain ever higher costs for her tours, as well as dealing with all the red tape.
It can basically mean that you're waiting, you know, on a bus or in a van for a long time. If I'm travelling with 12 people, I'm paying all of their day rates. And then we're paying for every, you know, the rental of the bus, for example. Each day you rent it costs more money, you pay for the driver, you're paying for fuel, you're paying for food. And so if there could be potentially really long waits, you have to allocate time so that you don't miss the show. There's all these kind of daily costs that really add up.
UK visitors to the Schengen space are limited to 90-day stays. And customs regulations mean that every instrument, every piece of equipment must be declared in a special carnet.
Your most recent single, Famine, is a cover of Sinead O'Connor's A Track from 1994, and traditional Irish instruments feature in that composition. How does that musical choice have to be weighed up when you think about performing it on stage, on tour?
We had uilleann pipes, harp, there's lilting, there's fiddles, there's two fiddles, there's tin whistle, there's drums, there's bodhrán, there's guitars, bass. There are so many musicians. I just toured with 3 musicians and lost so much money doing that. I'd love to have 12 people in my band, but, you know, I won't be able to bring it to Europe.
And to call attention to that, you took matters into your own hands and launched a campaign called Butts for Tour Buses. Can you explain what that was?
I love people having to say that in a serious way. So I was touring my record, 9 Sad Symphonies, and then I was on the road and, you know, or doing the budgets even before we hit the road. I had to let go of a crew member, basically, because we were just trying to make it work. And so I thought, I think it's time for something a bit drastic. And people would say, you know, why OnlyFans, why sell pictures of your arse? And I was like, because you wouldn't be interviewing me if I had just posted a picture and said, oh, touring's really hard. But my arse managed to shine a light on the issue in a very, very effective way. And, you know, I've been invited into Parliament, I've been invited into Belfast City Hall.
This year, Kate Nash spoke before a parliamentary commission, sounding the alarm about the difficulties faced by artists working in the UK today.
And sometimes I'll be offered a gig in Europe, a festival, for example. Like, I can't say yes because I'll just lose money doing it. Things that would really help us and that I was asking for was reducing carnet costs and increasing how much merch we can bring into Europe and reducing processing times on A1 forms. Those are the main things that I think would be really helpful for artists.
The musician's been urging politicians to facilitate things for artists. So far, no concrete measures have been announced. And if Brexit made life difficult for established names, it's even harder for up-and-coming talents.
Hello, I am Finn from the band Stone.
And I'm Alex.
And I'm Elliot. And we are Stone.
Stone.
Let's go.
Stone started out 8 years ago in Liverpool, playing small concerts in their hometown before one of their videos went viral on TikTok. To promote their second album, Autonomy, the band had to work double duty to cut costs.
We had a proper tour manager and then it fell through and we were just like, we knew Alex is the most responsible one out of all of us.
Yeah. The Brussels gig was the hardest for me, really, because that was the biggest gig, so we had the most prep, we had the most on the line for it, but we did it.
And now we're like getting over to France and that as well, and I think it's like, we just want to see how far we can take it.
Fewer UK bands are now crossing the channel. 60% of British musicians say that European tours are no longer financially viable. At the same time, small grassroots venues all over the country are closing their doors.
We did our first gig in this building to the left before it became a new build Irish bar.
And we've lost a couple of them over the years, like Studio 2.
Yeah, Studio 2, Sounds Basement. Even the Arts Club's been sold on.
Jacaranda Phase
1, the Zanzibar. They're all going, man. It's
all
like,
going.
well, everywhere's going. It's sad.
What you need to do, you need to be playing live, and where can you do it?
In 2023 alone, 125 independent live music spaces closed. In a bid to give those smaller venues a helping hand, the Live Trust has developed a strategic project, a virtuous cycle that exploits the success of stadium tours to irrigate the lower echelons of the industry.
So we took that simple idea of £1 on any show over 5,000 capacity, give that money to us, and then we will distribute that money to programmes in support of grassroots music across the UK. We distributed the first £500,000 in February, which went to programmes to support keeping venues open, helping venues to put accommodation into their buildings so that artists can have a cheaper place to stay when they're on tour. We have about £6 million coming towards us this year with artists like Harry Styles, Olivia Dean, the Foo Fighters, My Chemical Romance, Lily Allen, all putting the pound on for their shows.
Well, back in Paris, there's certainly an appetite for British music at venues like Le Pop-Up du Label in the Bastille neighbourhood.
The project started in 2013. Before Brexit, UK bands played here all the time, especially rock and indie groups like Stone.
Hello. Hi.
Louis Dumas is the founder of the pop-up du label. He says everyone's had to trim their margins.
This band sells out gigs in Europe, and that's the case this evening too. But yeah, it's a very fragile business model. One of the band members is doing the tour management. They're all being their own roadies, and we can't help them out with accommodation. They have to work it out. We're co-producing the concerts. That means we split takings from the tickets, and we keep a small amount to cover our operating costs for the venue. Then the promoter gets the rest to pay his admin costs, the visas, and the artist's fees. We have to do a bit of DIY to make it feasible. It's a group effort to make these tours possible.
Means the world to us to be able to get out to different countries. We love it.
Yeah, it's really lovely as well because like all the shows that we do, people just keep coming back time and time again. We see it's just so supportive over here. I just think we feel super grateful for the love.
I think the benefit for us, which we're very, very fortunate, is that we know that we've got a very beautiful fan base that we're crossing over for. We have lots of friends of ours in music who do have to give up.
And more broadly, if you could sit down with a policymaker, either in London or in Brussels, what would you want them to understand?
In that case, I think I'd want to have a word with Boris Johnson, who got us a bad deal. Both the French and the English are totally losing out. It's reduced what's on offer culturally. I think everyone agrees. There's not been many positives that have come out of it.
While there's hope things will ease up for performing artists post-Brexit, as far as the industry's concerned, the show must go on.